How easy is it to stop a serial killer? And I'm going to say with so much vim that it's actually very easy. This might be the most controversial thing I've ever said on my page. But I think some serial killers are actually incredibly easy to stop. Not because serial killers are easy to catch, okay, but because many of them spend years showing warning signs before they ever kill anyone. I'm a true crime connoisseur at this point. So take the Golden State Killer. I read the book. This is how invested I was in this case. I read the book I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara, and it just solidified the whole thing. Joseph James DeAngelo, aka the Golden State Killer, before he became known as the Golden State Killer, he was actually known as the East Area Rapist. And Michelle McNamara had a hand in changing his name because we realized the scope of his crimes. The police linked him to dozens of rapes beginning in 1976. The murders didn't start until 1979. So that's around 3 years of escalation before murder. And there's probably cases we don't know about because that's always a thing. But the case that really changed my perspective is the Robert Napper case. So I just watched the Netflix series, or the Netflix true crime documentary about the murder of Rachel Nickell. And most people know him as the man obviously later linked through the DNA to the murder of Rachel Nickell in Wimbledon Common in 1992. But before that, investigators later connected him to a series of violent sexual attacks known as the Green Chain Rapes, which were also committed in the Southeast London area, and it gets worse. So in 1989, Napper's own mother, Napper reportedly contacted police after he allegedly confessed to raping a woman on Plumstead Common. And a photo fit of the Green Chain Rapist was later circulated to the public, and someone reportedly identified Robert as a possible match. Now, police even approached him for a DNA sample, but investigators eventually moved away from him as a suspect because he didn't specifically fit the height, and he actually ran away. When they went to him for a DNA sample, he had fled. I don't know why they didn't use their brains, but wouldn't that mean that maybe he's got something to do with this? But unfortunately, due to not capturing him there and then, striking the iron while it was hot, he then went on a year after that to killing Samantha Bissett and her 4-year-old daughter, Jasmine Bissett, this horrifying way. And that's the pattern nobody talks about. Some serial killers don't start with murder. Most of them don't. They escalate. The Golden State Killer escalated to this murder, and even like bringing in a man because he felt so bold and felt so invincible. Also, the BTK Killer. BTK became so confident he started communicating with police and eventually sent a floppy disk that eventually, identified him.